Hello BookTube, my name is Adrienne and welcome back to my channel. So today's video I decided I was going to do a library haul for you guys. I don't buy books very often, but I use my library a lot. Like, all of my librarians know me. And usually if I've requested a book, they have already had it, and they see me walk in the door, they already have it waiting for me by the time I get to the counter. So I use my library a lot, and I decided that I wanted to do a little library haul for you guys because I currently have 5 books out from the library, and I figured that I would tell you guys about them because I'm not doing TBR videos on this channel, and so I figure a library haul would be kind of like a TBR because I plan to read these books before they have to go back to the library. So let's go ahead and get into the books I have. So the first 2 books I have to show you I am actually currently reading. The first book is The Names They Gave Us by Emery Lord. I have heard really good things about this book, so I'm very interested to read this book because this book is about a girl named Lucy who is a very strong Christian, and she is a pastor's daughter, and her mom gets cancer for the second time. Cancer comes back, and so when that happens, Lucy has kind of a crisis of faith, and she kind of gives up everything that she had before. She gives up, her really good Christian boyfriend. She gives up, she kind of seems to give up on her faith, and she decides to go and be a counselor at a camp for, I believe, a camp for troubled youth, instead of going to be a counselor at the Bible camp that her parents help run. And so I decided that I wanted to read this book because it sounds like a book that will be very interesting. And I've heard a lot of people love this book and that it gives them a lot of feelings. And I'm interested to read it because I have not heard anybody's thoughts on this book from a Christian standpoint. I am a Christian, and so I'm interested to see how this book handles Christianity and a crisis of faith, because a crisis of faith is a real thing that people deal with and go through, and everybody has to come to their faith in their own way. And I haven't heard any reviews or thoughts on this book from the standpoint of Christianity, and so I'm very interested to see how this book handles it, and if it will and how Lucy goes through this time in our life. So I'm very interested to read this. I'm not very far into it yet. I'm only on chapter 4, but it's been really good so far and very accurate representation of, I think, of a Christian faith, and so I'm definitely interested to see how this book does. The next book I have to show you I am also in the middle of, and I actually have this book that I'm listening to as an audiobook, and that book is The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. This book is huge, and I am actually listening to this book as an audiobook for the Tome Topple Readathon. It is the only book I plan to read for Tome Topple. My whole goal for the 2 weeks that is Tome Topple is finish this book, and I am about 120-ish pages into it, and I'm really enjoying it, but I decided that I wanted to get the physical copy of it so that I could see where I was, how I was making my way through the book while I listened, because when you're listening to a 28-hour audiobook, sometimes you don't realize how much of the book has passed, and so I kind of wanted to see a physical representation of how much I have read. And so yeah, I got this one as well. The third book that I got from the library is Catching Jordan by Miranda Keneally, I believe is how you say that. I could be wrong. I probably am wrong. I know absolutely nothing about this book other than it is a contemporary novel, and I assume about football. Like I said, I know nothing about this book. What I do know about this is that the author of this wrote a YA contemporary book called Coming Up for Air, and I really want to read that book as well. However, that book is a companion novel to this one as well as several others, and while they are standalone novels that just kind of match up a little bit, with companion novels I have a tendency to want to read them in publication order, and this was the first one to come out, and so I want to read all of them basically, and this is the first one, and I got this one from my library. I'm really excited to read it because I've absolutely been in a contemporary kind of mood. The next book I have is Someday, Someday Maybe by Lauren Graham. Again, I know nothing about this book other than the fact that it is written by Lauren Graham, who plays Lorelai Gilmore in Gilmore Girls. And I love her, you know, as an actress in everything she's done that I've seen. And so when I saw that she wrote a novel, I was very interested to read it. And so I requested this from my library and I just got it. So I'm definitely interested to see how her writing style compares. I know that a lot of people have read her memoir, Talking as Fast as I Can. And so eventually I will read that because I do want to read that as well. But I definitely want to read her fiction work as well. So this is a book that I also picked up from the library that I hope to get to very, very soon. And finally, the last book that I picked up from the library was a graphic novel, and I have Descender Volume 3. If you saw my July wrap-up or any of my Booktubeathon vlogs, you know that I read the first 2 volumes of Descender during the Booktubeathon, and this one did not arrive at my library in time for me to read it during Booktubeathon, but I have it now, and I'm very interested in continuing on with this graphic novel. This is Ellie. She's been playing with the tripod. She's a very large cat. Okay, you can leave me the tripod alone now. Anyway, this graphic novel didn't make it into the library in time for me to read it for Booktubeathon, but I'm very interested to see where this goes because of the way volume 2 ended. I'm very, very excited to read this next one. So I will probably get to this very soon, and it's super short, so it won't take me long to read anyway. So you'll probably definitely hear about, if not see this, in my August wrap-up. So yeah, those are all of the books that I have gotten from my local library recently. I am always getting books from the library, so if you guys liked this little library haul, let me know, and I will try and do more of them when I have books out from the library. I really enjoyed doing this, and so I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I will see you in my next video. Have a great day. Bye.